last laureate is a woman. We are going to Mongolia. Hamta Konsuren is going to join us here. She's the laureate this year. She's a dermatologist, a researcher in health sciences in Mongolia, with this beautiful traditional robe that you wear. Mongolia is a country 3 times as big as France, but with only 3 million inhabitants. So it's the smallest density of inhabitants in the world, 3 inhabitants per square kilometers. You don't have problems with your neighbors there. And also, it makes for populations that sometimes are very remote, very far away from the healthcare centers, for instance, when it has to do with dermatology. Hence, the will to create an e-dermatology service. Doctor, you're going to present this service. Why is it important for you?
Thank you. Hello, everybody. It's my pleasure to be here today. I would like to present my presentation. The main goal of the Mongolian health system is the equitable and accessible and quality of the healthcare services for everyone. My project target is the delivery of the specialized dermatology services to the rural area communities using the high-speed wireless internet, smartphone, and the special derma application and the web access software developed in Mongolia. Why M-Health is more important for the Mongolians? He said some of the reasons, because already said, the Mongolia is the 18th largest country in the world by the area and the least densely populated country. Also, we have the 4 seasons and the quite an extreme climate. It means that we have the 4 seasons and it gets 40 degrees below zero in the winter and as a hot 30 degrees above in summertime. We have also the undeveloped transportation infrastructure of road, railway, and the airports. Most of villages don't have no access the regular bus and the railway connecting to province center. The last few years in my country, telecommunication infrastructure is improved significantly. It gives us the opportunity to distribute medical services for everyone. Now we are looking at how work our project. Main part of my project is the special derma application and web access program developed by Mongolian IT engineers. This system connects 3 tiers of medical services of Mongolia. The village doctors has given smartphone with derma application. When she have patients with skin problems, use that smartphone and collect the information and take a picture of that area of eruptions and send to province dermatologist. Once the province dermatologist gets the information, diagnosis of the illness and make a treatment plan, send back to the to the village doctors. In case the province dermatologists cannot resolve that cases alone, send these cases to head dermatologists located in capital city. Capital city's dermatologists or the head dermatologists make a decision and sends back both of the village doctor and province dermatologist. Now I would like to more clarify the derma application. The first thing is the first screen of that application have this different buttons, different color of buttons. If the village doctors want to register the new patients, click on the red button and answer the questionnaires. The questionnaires has almost around 9 questions. And take a picture and send to province dermatologist. The blue button it means or if click on the blue button, you can see all the registered cases. You click select the patient and want to see the replies of the dermatologists. On the screen, we can see the 2 kinds of information. The first information is collected by village doctors, and second information is replied province dermatologist. We make a diagnosis in English, in Russian, and in Mongolian. Use the ICD-10. Also, you can see the treatment plan and some recommendations. Now we have the current results. By end of the May of this year, we already have more than 4,000 cases, registered cases. The green one is only the diagnosed cases. Orange one is the cases to transfer capital city, and the last blue one is just in case. Now, our project covered only almost 70% of the administrative unit of Mongolia. The green is the covered area, the most far area we already selected and covered. Our future goal is to cover the rest of the territories and make the 100% of the coverage. And second is to provide a research and training activity on database created by this system. The next one is integrate into the national mHealth database. And last one is to implement this system in other countries. Thank you.
Merci. Merci beaucoup, Hanta, de cette présentation.
Thank you very much for this very exciting presentation. You came from such a remote country, and it's your first time here in this observatory here in this. So Mongolia is not really in the southern part of the planet. So how do you feel here today? Because you're here with other doctors, other colleagues, women and men who come from different countries, from Africa, the Philippines, and who meet the same challenges and the same problems and try to find innovative solutions. How do you feel?
Okay, I'm very happy to become here. It's a good chance to introduce about the Mongolians and about the projects, and extend my networks.
Et aujourd'hui, vous allez recevoir
So today you're going to receive this award for 2019. Now, what do you expect with this award? What can this mean for you in your country? Yes, you're going to receive an award, okay? You are a laureate for 2019. So what do you expect? What can you do with this award when you go back to your country?
One of the my future goal is complete.
Bravo, bravo et félicitations, félicitations à vous donc pour cette solution.
Well, congratulations to you three, and congratulations to our colleague from Mongolia, because this is something which has been broadcasted in the TV Mongolian channel, as you can see here. So I think that this is really a success, and we have people who are in charge of inquiring on the project, on the applications, and therefore we have today among us one of these persons who has been part of a startup and who is in charge of showing what the project is all about. And he told us about this. It had been broadcasted on the Mongolian channel. Sorry, the interpreters don't speak Mongolian.
I am the technical partner.
Манай сан арьсны өвчнийг эмчлэх удаар явж судалгаа хийж байна. Монгол улсын эмч мэрэгжилтнүүд гар утсаа ашиглан мэрэгжлийн зөвлөгөө тусламжийг төргийн шуурхай хүргэж байгаа нь гайхалтай. Эмч нарын энэ шин санааг өөр 6 орны төсөлтэй харьцуулж эцсийн дүнгээ гаргах болно.
Et on peut applaudir, c'est pas tous les jours qu'on parle de...
So a round of applause. Even Pierre Fabre is in Mongolia, even in Mongolia. So thank you, congratulations for our 3 first laureates. So I'm sure we have plenty of questions for them in this room, but also with our internet browsers. So could we give a mic here to some of you if you have questions, because we're waiting questions from our friends from internet. And Maigba in Burkina Faso. And in Burkina Faso, the question is, how can we improve the quality of health data thanks to these new systems, thanks to the e-health systems, and how can we make sure that we have reliable data? Where are the data hosted? Are they in foreign platforms or in your own country? Who can answer the question? Can you start? Eskham, and then I'll ask the question to Mohammed afterwards.
Yeah, thank you. For the Afya Data platform, actually, the data are currently hosted at my university website, but that is in a provisional agreement with the Minister of Health and the Minister of Livestock and Fisheries. But we are open, like for the cross-border ecosystem, we are open to extend hostage to other countries so that actually they can own the data. Understand that is very important. And with respect to the quality of the data, actually, what matters a lot, like what in the previous session, is planning for data. You need to collect the data for the actually intended use. I don't find any reason why should we collect the data which will not be used for the purpose. So we tried much as we could to use the existing data collection tools at the official level, and for the community, yes, we tried to link actually the most actually required data to support the official system. Thank you.
Mohamed, pour Kouchi Bibi, effectivement, cette question de l'hébergement.
Now, this question of hosting the data, can you answer?
Reflect on the data quality first, and the Khushi Baby understands the accountability and the quality is the cornerstone of this any intervention at the last mile. Firstly, we ensure the health worker reaches the session site. Then we ensure the beneficiary visits the session sites and there is a quality interaction between them. Let me give you one example. If a health worker just entering the blood pressure data 120/80, 120/80, for more than 60% or 70% of beneficiaries, at the back end side, we analyze those data and we understand that, okay, so this is the health worker with whom we need to work actually. And this is something which is not correct, and which is there's a pattern in entering those data. So that is our part of our program called automated data quality checks that is there on the back end side. Other example is that For the supply side management, the health worker has to enter if there is a no blood pressure machine or the hemoglobin check machine is there, and she cannot have a data, and there's a denial reason from the same session. So such kind of quality checks is there in implementation, and that ensures the quality at the data collection point at the last mile. We are not only decentralizing the data collection, but also decentralizing the decision making and maintaining the quality of the data.
Now, coming back to our data, we have many questions here coming from our friends concerning confidentiality. Now, there is someone who is called SOC. I don't know who that person is. Now, what about the information systems? That is to say, the right to be forgotten. What about the right to be forgotten? And when patients ask these information to be deleted, can they control this themselves and delete themselves the data?
Could you please
Yes, the first question concerns the right to be forgotten. For instance, can I ask you in Cushy Baby to delete all the information you have, and can I have the right to be forgotten? Can I go to my data and suppress the data?
So at village level, we do collect the data, and these data are there for the health officials to take action on those data. And these are the people who are not that much concerned about what action are being taken on those data. But if they have a smartphone, they can access their own data also, and they can. We have a active WhatsApp group with that they can interact with our engineers or with the data managers, and we have active group with the health worker also. So we do take action on the high risk data, high risk beneficiary. There are high risk patients, and we do send messages to their health worker to take action on the high risk. These are the high risk beneficiaries, and you have to take action on. And they report back on the active WhatsApp group. So these are kind of actions that we are taking. But definitely, the government is talking about right to health, and right to health without accountability is something which is incomplete. So with the biometric consent, they actually allow the health officials to take action on those data. But as earlier here, the gentleman was saying that when you send this data, it's good or for the research purpose, it's all anonymous, and the privacy is maintained. Yeah.
D'autres questions?
More questions now coming from our room, or do we have questions here in the room? Yes, we have one here for our three laureates.
From Asia eHealth Information Network. Congratulations, and I'm very impressive for the Cushy Baby. My question is about the equipment. I saw in the presentation that you have a chip which can be used in near field data collection, and the tablet. How you acquire that tablet? Did you assembly in, or you can buy in anywhere or something like that? Because it seems like they have two parts. One part is the fingerprint. One part is near field sensor.
So as we are currently working. We are currently working in India, and there are vendors who provide these kind of customized tablets. So earlier, the company called Safran Morpho, Safran is a French company who provides us this tablet under corporate social responsibilities policy in India. And this is the Safran tablet, but these are the premium quality tablets. But for the scale up, we need to have more affordable tablets, and that is something which is openly available in India. And one more thing that, considering the cost at a scale, we just came out with one peripheral with just a biometric and NFC scanner in that peripheral that can be linked with the Bluetooth with any mobile phone. So that is something we are testing right now for the scalability and for the cost purpose.
Yeah, another question maybe for Cherry and you too, because I heard that the digital identities projects is very success in India, the Aadhaar. How the biometric in these two systems link it with the Aadhaar system?
Right. Should I go? Yeah. Okay. So Aadhaar authentication requires the connectivity basically. So we do collect the information, the basic information from the QR code printed on the Aadhaar card. So in order to maintain the consistency in the data. Second thing is that this Khushi Baby works in offline. It works completely off-grid fashion. So in Aadhaar, you need to have a real-time authentication from server. That is something which is not necessary. We do collect Aadhaar information with something which is not necessary for our system. Here you can have a real-time authentication because the biometric is there on the chip itself that beneficiary is carrying. That ensures that no one else is carrying your health data for the update at the health point. So that's the way actually we are doing this. And as Aadhaar number is a common, that is something which can always be integrated with the central server. And when we'll go with the integrating this with the state EHR or the national EHR.
So in Operation Asha, what we are doing, we are using basically off-the-shelf components. We have a low-cost tablet, we have a low-cost fingerprint reader. The two are connected, they're very easily available. And as he has said, everything works offline initially because when the patient gives the fingerprint, there and then we can see whether the patient has come there, the screen will turn green, and it says so-and-so patient logged in. Now we come to the very important question of integrating with Aadhaar. The challenge we have is that of patients' privacy. We are dealing with TB patients, and our system can very easily be integrated with Aadhaar, and we can link it. But as of now, we have not got permission from some of our patients to do so. They say just keep this separately. We don't want it included in the national record that we are TB patients. So though it is very easily doable, we have not done it out of respect for our patients.
D'autres questions, d'autres remarques?
Other questions or other comments here in the room? So we have more questions. Well, thank you very much. I would like to congratulate Professor Bayanbay from Mongolia for this wonderful initiative, this Derma application. I think this is very interesting because we have the same problems in other countries across the borders. And so I would like to congratulate the foundation and also our friend from Mongolia. Now, there's another question which comes from Anna-Maria. They say that the policies of WHO should take into account the fact that some project that we're talking about should be shared with other countries. Why don't we extend this to other countries? Is each country developing on his own a solution, an application? I would like to ask Dr. Hanta to start with, how come you have your own app? Because in Mali, we have Tele-Dermatology applications which work very well.
I have seen the significance of the solution of application, but I would like to choose my own path. I would like to serve 24/7 access, and the application is in Mongolian language, friendly use, easy to install, easy to upgrade. That's why I select my own path. I would like to mention SI dermatologists, many years experience. I would like to help the people who is living in remote area with skin diseases, but they have no access to dermatologists. That's why I do this project.
Je pose la question si peut-être à votre...
Would also like to ask the question to your neighbor, to Roskhod. So maybe WHO should support and encourage the dissemination of these applications from one country to another. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, absolutely. That is actually our also thinking. First of all, the Afya data is an open app is available already on Google Play Store, and we actually programming for iOS. So we actually strongly encourage, and being it open source. You don't need even my team to use it. You only need to have an IT who can actually access, get source code and continue with the application for Afya Data. That's what I mentioned. Actually, we currently in discussion with the colleagues from Southeast Asia so that we can also encourage use of Afya Data in that region. We have already also started working with our cross-border systems with neighboring countries of Tanzania.
Il y avait d'autres bras qui se levaient.
So, further questions? And let's not forget that our friends on the internet can also make comments and ask questions now. Thank you. I have a question for our friend from Mongolia and the Derma application. If I'm not mistaken, this is individual information you have, and you only have 3 inhabitants per square kilometers. That means that you don't have a huge population, even if your country is very extended. Now, how can you ensure confidentiality, especially for specific and private data? How can you make sure that this will be confidential? So how can you ensure confidentiality? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. And it's a secure community connections between the doctors, secure communication. That's why also it helps to the remote area patients. Also, that helps to the village doctors. It's also one kind of the long distance training. The village doctor resolve that problem in place with help of specialized dermatologists. Yeah, it's confidential, I think.
Et les autorités locales?
What about local authorities? They don't have direct access to the data that you send to a doctor and that the doctor is going to send to another doctor?
No. It's only the doctor who registered and involved in this system. Every village doctors have the username and the passport. That's just not everybody wants to see, not wants to work on this application, cannot work.
Madame Manchoui.
Mrs. Manchui, could you tell us something or make a comment? I think you have a question, by the way. Well, thank you and congratulations to our laureates, our 2019 laureates. And this is an opportunity for me to congratulate the Pierre Fabre Foundation. It's going to be the 20th anniversary. Maybe there's another task that they should be endowed with. That is to say, how can they encourage partnership and exchange between local initiatives within southern countries? I think it would be wonderful for us to have a specific partnership between southern countries and promote all these local initiatives, and congratulations. Thank you, Mrs. Manchui.